Look, I might drink a little more than usual today because, I don't know when this is airing, but this is a shit day because a guy who sat there, Charlie Kirk, got shot today.
Yeah.
And I can't stop thinking about it. And
Neither can I.
And we shouldn't. And if you're on the other side of the political divide and you don't care because the wrong team guy got shot, you. You're what's wrong with this country.
Political commentator and liberal figure Bill Maher was visibly shaken live on air by the news of Charlie Kirk's assassination because even he understood this moment was bigger than politics. This is a wake-up call for America. A chilling reminder of just how dark and dangerous our culture has become. Welcome to Celeb Hub News. I'm Nurkish. The death of Charlie Kirk is more than the loss of a conservative leader. It marks a breaking point. It lays bare the toxic, reckless, and destructive edge of today's rhetoric. From college campuses to Congress, from television pundits to online mobs. The conversation in America has grown sharper, heavier, and far more volatile. And for once, even Bill Maher couldn't look away from that reality.
You know, they're the people who don't want to talk. It's my main issue with them. And Charlie Kirk was a guy who, he was always talking. And I talked to him here. You know, the right-wingers say what you want about them, but they talk to you. They're not into this leftist think. The left really has much more of a, I don't talk to you, I don't want to deal with you, you're deplorable, I can't break bread with you.
Yeah.
That attitude, and all the right-wingers, they don't have that attitude. Now, again, I didn't vote for them. And Charlie Kirk and I certainly don't agree on much politically. But he sat here, he's a human being, he's not a monster.
And a husband and a father.
Yes, and I liked him. I liked them all. They're all nice people when you meet them in person, and they're not as crazy as they would, nobody's as crazy as they make them out to be. And we're never going to solve this unless it begins with both sides agreeing we both do.
Charlie Kirk was never just another pundit sitting in an ivory tower. He was a fighter in the culture war, a communicator who spoke directly to America's youth. From nothing, he built Turning Point USA into a $95 million powerhouse, with more than 3,500 chapters across the country. His speeches lit up Gen Z, making conservative ideas unapologetic, sharp, and impossible to ignore. And that's exactly why the left hated him. In 2024, Kirk helped drive youth turnout for Donald Trump up by 15%, a number that shook progressives to their core. Their answer wasn't debate or persuasion, but cancel culture, smear campaigns, and eventually, political violence. And now, even Bill Maher is forced to admit what conservatives have been saying for years. The left's spiral into hysteria has poisoned our culture, and it has cost lives.
Shot under a banner that said, "Prove me wrong," because he was a debater. And too many people think the way to do that, to prove you wrong, is to just eliminate you from talking altogether. So the people who mocked his death or justified it, I think you're gross, I have no use for you.
The fact is that what he made his living doing, and what he actually did quite well, made himself really good at this, was just going and talking to people on the other side, and that's what he was killed doing. He was literally in the middle of answering a question and picked up the microphone and was shot in the throat. And we do have a serious problem in this country with people who believe that violence is the proper response to speech, and that does skew young. I mean, what the polls tend to show is that of Gen Z, only 58% of Gen Z believes that there is no excuse for violence in response to speech, meaning that 42% believe that there are some times that violence ought to be a response to speech, which is deeply terrifying. I mean, on a personal level, obviously, I have 24/7 security. I've had 24/7 security for a decade. I've spoken at a lot of college campuses. I never, honest to God, thought that we were going to get to this point. Even the assassination of political figures is not the same thing as just being shot in the throat for the crime of debating issues in the public square. And I thought wrong. I thought that that's not what America is or what it should be about. And we've come to someplace incredibly dark in our...
Here's the reality the establishment media won't admit. In just the last 5 years, The number of Democrats who say political violence against conservatives is justified has doubled. That didn't happen by accident. It's the direct result of years of reckless, inflammatory rhetoric. Charlie Kirk saw it coming. Before his death, he warned that the left's words were creating killers, or that he was mocked, ridiculed, and ignored, until the tragedy proved him right. Now the very activists and commentators who demonized him pretend to be shocked by the outcome. But make no mistake, they fostered the climate that made this possible.
That's why I love to have people like Charlie Kirk sit there as he did. Because I'm not going to agree with most of what he says.
Yeah.
First of all, he was very Christy and all that.
Yeah.
I'm an atheist, but it's okay. He's a human being and not a dummy. And unless people get it through their thick f***ing skulls, you're going to have to talk to people. Let me tell you something, Bill. We've had over 200 guests here sitting in that chair. I would guess at least a quarter of them say something that is full-on bonkers, in my view.
Okay.
You know, you just got to get over yourself and talk to these people. And for all those holes who are like, you know, I can't believe you talked to Trump. Okay, I'm not even going to go into why that's such a stupid opinion, but just where does it end? All right, I can't talk to him. Who's next? People who voted for him? Can I not talk to Joe Rogan?
Right.
Can't even talk to him. What about Sylvester Stallone? He's such a great guy. Stallone, Rocky, really? I can't talk to him? Go off with this bullshit.
Yeah.
You know? So...
Charlie Kirk did more than win arguments. He humanized the fight. Even Bill Maher had to admit Kirk was likable, and that's what made him so dangerous to the left. His crime wasn't controversy. It was making conservatism appealing to young people. And that's why they wanted him silenced. Since his death, Turning Point USA has been flooded with over 37,000 new chapter requests. His wife, Erica Kirk, delivered a powerful first speech that ignited another wave of unity across the nation. While the left mocked and excused, ordinary Americans came together to honor his legacy. Charlie Kirk showed that you can be fearless, sharp, and principled without being cold or unreachable. That's exactly why the left feared him. They knew that if more voices like his rose up, their monopoly on the narrative would crumble. So what do you think was Charlie Kirk's death the moment that exposed the left's true fear of honest debate? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this video valuable, hit like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Until next time, this has been NERC News. Thanks for watching.